Hey, hello everyone. I am Suhani Kumari, a student of Dr. B.C. Roy Engineering College, Durgapur, from the Computer Science and Engineering with the specialization in Data Science branch. I am currently in my fifth semester, and this presentation is about my Web Stack Academy month stack internship experience. The internship was organized by Webstack Academy, Bangalore, and it lasted for 4 weeks. During this internship, I got hands-on experience in full stack development using the month stack, which includes MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js. As a part of the internship, I developed my own project called Homely Hub. Homely Hub is basically a platform that allows users to explore and book accommodations like houses, flats, hotels, and resorts. This internship helped me learn both front-end and back-end development and understand how both sides of a web application interact together to create a complete user experience. In this video, I will share what I learned each week from basic web development concept to project implementation, and I will also explain the features and the technical designs of my project. After starting my internship, the very first topic I learned was HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, which is the foundation of every website. HTML is what gives a web page its structure. It defines where the text, images, headings, and buttons appear. Without HTML, there would be no layout, just plain content. During the first week of my internship, I learned all the essential HTML tags and how to use them effectively. I started with the basic tags like H1 to H6 for heading, P for paragraphs, div for creating divisions or containers. This helped me organize contents very clearly. Next, I learned how to create lists, both ordered and unordered, which helped in displaying property features and amenities in my project Homely Hub later. I also explored links and anchors using the A tag to connect one page to another. This became very helpful when building navigation menus between pages like home, resorts, booking, and login. Then I moved on to tables, which helped me display structured data such as lists of resorts, prices, and available rooms. Tables taught me how to align and present information neatly. One of the most important parts of HTML that I practiced was forms. Using form, input, text area, select, and area. I used forms in Homely Hub for user registration, login, and booking pages. Understanding form attributes like action, method, and placeholder helped me handle data efficiently. Later, through JavaScript and backend APIs. I also learned about IDs and classes, which play a key role in connecting HTML with CSS and JavaScript. By assigning IDs and class names to different elements, I could easily style or manipulate them later. Another interesting part was learning to embedded multimedia such as images, audio, and video using image, audio, and video tags. This allowed me to make my pages more engaging and visually appealing. In my project, Homely Hub HTML formed the backbone of every page. I used it to structure the header, footer, search bar, resort listing, and booking forms. Overall, learning HTML gave me a solid foundation to move forward with CSS and JavaScript. It helped me understand how to organize a website from scratch and build the layout for my project efficiently. After learning HTML, I moved on to CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS is what gives a website its style and appearance. While HTML only provides the structure, CSS make it look more attractive and organized. During my internship, I learned how to style web pages using different types of selectors such as tag names, classes, and IDs. Using these selectors, I could easily target specific elements and apply styles to them. I learned about many CSS properties such as changing the text color, background color, font style, font size, and alignment. These simple styling techniques helped me make my project look cleaner and more readable. I also understood the concept of the box model, which includes margins, borders, padding, and the content area. This helped me properly arrange elements on my web page and manage spacing between sections. Another important topic I practiced was positioning and display properties. I learned how to control where an element appears on the page. For example, keeping the header at the top or aligning the buttons in the center. I also experiment with adding backgrounds and borders, which give a neat look to forms and property cards in my project. In my project Homely Hub, I used CSS mainly to style headers, footers, booking forms, and property listings. It helped me give a consistent color theme to my website and make it look more professional. Overall, learning CSS was a very enjoyable part of my internship because I could actually see the changes I made appear instantly on the screen. It helped me move from plain HTML pages to colorful, well-designed web pages and build the foundation for my next step, that is adding interactivity using JavaScript. After learning HTML and CSS, the next important topic I explored in my internship was JavaScript. JavaScript is what makes a website interactive and dynamic, while HTML builds the structure and CSS adds style. JavaScript adds the functionality. That means it allows the pages to respond to users' actions. I started by learning the basics of JavaScript such as variables, data types, and operators, which helped me to perform calculation and store various information. Then I came to know about conditional statements like if, else if, and else, which helped me make decisions in my code. I also practiced loops such as for and while to repeat certain actions. For example, displaying a list of users or resorts or checking multiple conditions. After that, I worked on functions, which are blocks of reusable code that perform specific tasks. Functions made my code more organized and easier to manage. One of the most interesting things I learned was tone manipulation, which means using the JavaScript to access and update HTML elements directly. For example, I could change text, images, or button colors using simple JavaScript commands. I also learned about event handling, which allows JavaScript to respond when a user clicks button, types in a form, or performs any actions on the page. In my project Homely Hub, I used JavaScript for several key purposes, such as to make the search bar work so user can find the accommodation easily, to for to handle form validation, ensuring users fill out required details before booking, to add booking interactions like showing a message after user completes a booking. JavaScript helped make my website feel alive and interactive instead of just static pages. By learning JavaScript, I understood how logic works behind every button clicks or form submission. It connects everything I learned from HTML and CSS and prepared me to move towards more advanced frameworks like React.js later in my internship. After learning JavaScript, I moved on to React.js, which was one of the most interesting and important part of my internship. React.js is a JavaScript library that helps in building user interfaces easily and efficiently. It allows user developers to create web pages that update automatically when data changes without having to reload the entire page. I started by learning what components are in React. Components are like small building blocks of web page. For example, a header, a search bar, or button all can be made into separate components. This makes the code organized, reusable, and easier to manage. Then I learned about props, which are used to send data from one component to another, and state, which is used to store and manage data inside a component. I also practiced using hooks like useState, useEffect, which helped me manage data and update the web page when something changes, such as when a user searches for a resort or books one. Another thing I learned was React Router, which helps in navigating between different pages of a website without reloading it every time. In my project Homely Hub, I used React to create the main parts of my website, such as the header and the navigation bar, the search bar for finding resorts, the property list to display available accommodation, and booking pages where user can book their resort. React made it easy to update the page automatically when a user performed an action like searching or booking. It also made my website faster and smoother to use. Overall, learning React.js helped me to understand how modern web applications are built. It showed me how to combine all my front-end skill HTML, CSS, and JavaScript into one powerful framework that makes development much easier and more efficient. After finishing the front-end part, I started learning the back-end, where all the data and logic of a websites are handled. I learned about Node.js, which let us run JavaScript on the server side. Using Node.js, I created a simple server that could receive requests from the website and send back responses. Then I learned Express.js, which makes backend work easier. With Express, created different routes for my project Homely Hub, such as one for showing resort, one for booking, and another for login and sign up. Then next I learned MongoDB, a database where information is stored in collections. I used it to keep all the data about users, resorts, and bookings. I practiced adding a new data, showing it, updating it, and deleting it whenever needed. In Homely Hub, the backend helps the website work properly. For example, when a user logs in, books a resort, or views resort details, all the information is handled through Node, Express, and MongoDB. This part of my internship helped me to understand how the front end and database are connected. I learned how the website sends data to the server and how the server stores and gives back the information to the users. Overall, learning backend development completed my, my understanding of the full web application process and made my Homely Hub project fully functional. Now I will talk about my project which is called Homely Hub. Homely Hub is a website for booking accommodations where user can search and view different types of properties such as houses, flats, hotels, etc. It was the main project I built during my internship using the month stack. The first important feature of my project is the search and filter option. User can easily search for resort or houses by typing their names or using filters to narrow down their choices. This helps user quickly find the type of property they are looking for. The second feature is view property details. When the user clicks on a property, it opens a page showing more information such as name, location, price, amenities, and sometimes images or description. The third feature is the booking system. User can click on the Book Now button to reserve a resort or accommodation. The booking details are then saved in the database so that user can check them later. Another important feature is user authentication. It allows user to create an account, log in, and access their booking securely. Each user has a separate profile and their information is stored safely. I also added a few extra features such as updating profile details, changing password. There is also an option called My Bookings where user can view their past and current booking easily. The website also includes a payment page and basic amenities information for each resort. All these features together make Homely Hub a simple, complete, and user-friendly accommodation booking website. Working on this project helped me understand how all parts of one stack, front end, back end, and database come together to create a working web application. To conclude, I would like to share what I gained from my WSA month stack internship and how it helped me grow as a student and a developer. During this internship, I learned how a complete web application is built step by step, starting from the front end using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then moving to React.js for creating dynamic pages, and finally connecting everything to the backend using Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. My project, Homely Hub, helped me put all these skills into practice. I was able to create a working website where users can search, view, and book resorts as well as log in and manage their accounts. Through this process, I improved not just my technical skills but also my problem solving and logical thinking abilities. I learned how to debug issues, manage data flow between front end and back end, and organize my code properly. Apart from the technical knowledge, this internship also taught me the importance of patience, consistency, and attention to detail in development. Sometimes a small error in code could stop a page from loading, and I learned how to handle those situations calmly and find solution on my own. I also get a better understanding of how developers work in real projects, planning, implementing, testing, and improving features to make an application functional and user friendly. Overall, this internship gave me confidence to work independently on web projects in the future. It was a great learning experience that boosts my foundations in full stack development. I'm very thankful to my mentor, and the entire WebStack Academy team for guiding me throughout this journey and helping me a lot. I have opened my Visual Studio Code. I have opened my file Homely Hub, which has mainly two parts, backend and front end. Now let's start with backend. On the backend, I have Node Modulus folder and a main SRC folder. Inside SRC, there are controllers which has several JavaScript file. We have models, routes, and utils. And we have also env file which has my credential, uh, and we have also package log.json file. Now moving forward to my front end part, let me show you. In front end we have also a node modulus and a public folder, and also I have my src folder. In src folder contains subfolder like assets, components, css, store, utils. In assets we have react.svg component. In components we have accommodation file which is responsible for accommodation part mainly. It has amenities, image uploading, my accommodation. Let me show you accommodation.jsx part. Okay, in home we have mainly filter part for the filter thing in my homely hub, and we have footer and header file and main.jsx file also, and also we have search.jsx file, and there's my booking file which has booking details.jsx, and this is responsible for my booking. Payment is responsible for payment part. Property listing is for consist of map, component, model.jsx, payment form, etc. In user we have edit profile, forget password, login.jsx file for login, profile which is responsible for my profile, reset password, uh, sign up.jsx, etc. We have also loading spinner.jsx file, no, progress steps.jsx, and various files. um, Finally, important files like app.jsx, app.css, and index.css, etc. It renders the whole application together. So thank you. Welcome to Homely Hub, a platform where user can easily find and book their perfect stay, just like home. So this is our home page. As you can see, it has clean and simple layout. At the top, we have the Homely Hub logo, and below that there are several accommodation listings showing beautiful places to stay. Each card display beautiful images, the accommodation name, the location, and the price per night. You can see there's various accommodation options. Okay. On top we can see there is a search bar. Here user can enter their destination, for example Goa, Chennai, etc. Now they can select start and end date for their stay. Then they can add guest by choosing the number of people staying. Once all the details are filled, they can click on the search icon to see the result related to that destination. Next, we have the filter option. By clicking on it, user can apply different filters according to their preferences. They can select price range, property type, room type, amenities, etc. Once done, they can click on apply filter to see the filtered results. If they want to start over, they can use the clear option to remove all the selected filters. Now let's move on the login option. So here, if a new if a user is new, they can register by clicking on new user option and filling out the basic details such as name, email id, password, confirm password and phone number. And after and after doing all that, they have to click on register option. The new user will be successfully created. Once registered, the user can log in easily by their email id and password. For example, I am putting my credential and click on login. Now I have logged in. The options on the top are my account and logout. Inside my account, the user can view their name, email address, joining date. Below that, there are two options like edit profile and change password. On clicking edit profile, the user can edit their name, phone number, and their profile photo also. And there is also option of change password. On top navigation, there are three main tabs: my profile, my bookings, and my accommodation. In my bookings, the user can see their current and past accommodation history. Now let us try the search option. Wait. On on clicking every resort you need, you can just simply type the name such as Goa and click on search option. The page refreshes and here we can see all the accommodations available in Goa. Each result is displayed in card format with an image, name, location and the price per night. On clicking the resort, we can see the photos and or images related to that. On the on top we have the accommodation name, then location, then beautiful images, and then description, the amenities, that what this place offers, and then location, and then extra information related to that accommodation. The user can simply book their book their accommodation by filling out basic details such as start and end date and the number of guests, for example 2. My full name Suhani. Phone number I will not write. Okay. And then click on book this place. So the user can book their resort. Okay. Then when we have to click on proceed to payment, confirm payment, and the resort is now booked and you can see the resort in my bookings. So that's all about my homely hub. Thank you everyone.